Discretion is advised.
Happy Monday, you're listening and or watching Pwnecast. This is episode 180. Rem is obsessed with the word 180. I don't know if it's a word, phrase, term. I'm not really sure what that is. We are in patch 7.3. Tonight we're going to be talking about all the goings on around Azeroth and Argus, of course. Can't leave out Argus. We got Halloween pet info, lore with Rem, guys. Web of lies or painful truce? Question mark. We have that and much, much more, so make sure you guys stay right here.
You have crossed into the world of the dead in search of answers.
Amongst the Azeroth elite, there is a group that defies convention. A group that stands in the face of trolls and doesn't flinch. A group that strives on unity, trust, and unwavering resolve. A group that eats tacos. For the players, by the players, we bring you. She can start a revolt with a Chaos Bolt, Bell, the Pwnecast Vanguard. Snap back and get faster for the pet battle Grandmaster, Gemma Banks. He's sharp as a dagger with that dapper swagger, Secret Sauce. With holy might as strong as his ancient knowledge, Remedies, the Argent Loremaster. We bow to no one. We are Legion. We are Pwnecast.
Welcome back, guys. Look at them looking all suspicious. I wonder what they were talking about during the intro. What were you guys talking about during the intro?
What were you talking about?
I wasn't speaking. Nobody talks to me during the intro because you guys are muted.
We were just excited for episode 180.
You're just super excited, really?
Very much so.
I'm so excited.
More excited for BlizzCon, though.
Yeah.
Can you get off your phone? It's the start of the show.
I got a work email, and it looked like it was important, but it turns out that it was not important. It was actually kind of a minor lie. Sorry, guys, but my job doesn't respect my business hours. So, guys, I brought the Writers of Rohan with me. These two fine gentlemen.
Yeah.
Okay?
Hey?
Fine gentlemen. I did bring the monk who finally purchased his plane ticket for BlizzCon. It's official, guys. He's going to BlizzCon. Gemma motherfucking Banks.
The longer you wait, the cheaper your plane ticket is.
I always believe that that's not fact, actually. Isn't it cheaper if you purchase it months in advance?
I don't know, because I don't have any experience doing it like that.
Because I always wait to the last minute. Got it.
Well, yeah, and I do connect with my mother. She takes care of me plane-wise and purchasing the tickets, so she'll always look on those discount sites and make sure it's Southwest, of course, the best airlines
very
company.
best.
Right? I prefer to fly United.
I've never flown with them, actually. I hear they're good. Oh, I see what you
I did also bring the priest who knows words good, guys. And the reason he knows words good is because he is a recent graduate of the Derek Zoolander School for Kids Who Can't Read Good. Rem, tell us about your experience with the school.
It helped me a lot. I mean, I endorse it to everyone. Everyone should go. Yeah.
Right. Interesting.
helps you enunciate.
Even though it collapsed and killed people then.
I mean, it's a center for ants, so.
Zoolander jokes never get old. And you could always tell if a friendship is going to be, if there's going to be a lot of longevity in a friendship, if they get your movie references, right? Like, for a really long time, I would say maybe it's a tumor. And if people didn't reply properly with what they should when you say maybe it's a tumor, then they're not really your friends, guys. But you should, if you jive with somebody with movie references, that's going to be a forever friendship there. FYI, in case you guys didn't know. Food for thought. I'm just trying to help you guys have better relationships.
But Gemma Banks, who is your daddy?
And what does he do?
See? It's like the perfect, like, ballet of words. It's just good things.
My dad's head is really big, so he can't wear hats. You didn't think I could go that deep,
I didn't think that you would be able to do it, but you did. Shout out to those of you who know what we're talking about. If you know what we're talking about, then we're friends forever, guys. Like, we are in the mix of friendship.
And you're probably old like us. Most likely.
You know, perhaps.
Aged well, like fine wine.
I like to think that I'm aged well. I don't really know what that means, but, you know. So, guys, What's
Yes.
it for the news this week?
I heard there was a lot.
There really isn't a ton of stuff.
Oh.
The Dev QA with Ian is going to be October 5th. We already know that the next patch, which is 7.3.5.2.5, I don't know, it's point something. It's point something. That's going to be the raid. I think we're expecting that in November, so we should start seeing these Dev Q&As. Probably a lot more frequent. The general topic of discussion is just going to be Legion content. So, I mean, we're rounding out the end of an expansion. So, I don't really know what there is left to talk about. But apparently there is. So, it's going to be October 5th. Twitch.com/Warcraft will be where that's going to be shown. It's going to be at 11 a.m. Pacific time. So, make sure you guys get in on that. If you can't watch it live, they do the VOD. So, you'll be able to watch the VOD directly after. You could watch the VOD on their Twitch, or I'm pretty sure they upload it to YouTube, actually, around, I think it's like the exact same time. Brewfest, guys, is still going on until October 6th. Go drink your beer, go rousting with friends, ride your rams, whatever weird shit you guys do. I'm not here to judge you. I'm here to make, your life better. I'm not here to judge.
Have you guys gone down there yet to the festival?
We have gone down to Electric Avenue, though.
You did the electric slide?
Not recently, no.
Not in many weddings, because that's a white people thing at weddings. So I've not done that recently.
I have not gone to the festival because I don't have any reason to.
I feel like I've just done everything already.
I did it for the What a Long Strange trip, so it's it's lost on me really for the fun. But the Brewfest is one of my favorite holidays in general of all the holidays.
I remember on the Horde side when I got the RAM, like early on, and everyone was real jelly. Now everyone kind of just has all the two mounts now.
Yeah, it's not as great as you would have thought, right? It's not super awesome.
I do like the RAM and it's glowing green.
Oh, it was huge. I just felt really cool on the Horde side with a RAM on my orc.
The RAM was huge. That is the thing to note, guys. The RAM is huge. Okay, in case you didn't know, the RAM.
It's huge.
Harvest Festival going on until the 6th.
Yeah, I'm actually doing that sometime this week.
So get in there and do that. Not a whole lot to be gotten, but some nice little lore stuff in there. Paying tribute. Dark Moon Fair going on until the 7th. Get your little buff. Somebody, I forget who it was. I'm sure you'll remind me when you listen. Somebody said, I only level when it's Dark Moon. Really, it's just a 10% buff. It's not that big of a deal. But if that 10% really matters, go handle it and go do your thing.
That's a huge deal.
Is it a lot? Because it's not really a lot.
It's like having a raid with everyone having runes on. The boss will die.
Oh, God. It make me rage about the runes,
10% of the fight is whelps. Yeah.
Many whelps. Fucking handle it. Legion Dungeon event is up this week. So
4 mythics. Get your chest.
Oh, yeah. Go do your mythic dungeons.
And at the end of the
mythic. Yeah, I will.
Get your stuff. It's important that you get that kind of stuff. It's good.
I think 9:10 and 9:30 should be dropping to them those chests. Yeah.
Hopefully 9:30.
And then when Antorus drops, it'll be dropping reloot from there. So I mean, get ready for that one.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think so. And then we've got the PvP brawl this week is actually the correct PvP brawl of South Shore versus Torin Mill. Guys, when I said it the one week, Blizzard lied to me. But I logged into game to check to make sure that was valid. Packed House. Packed House is going to be this month also, guys. The next one's going to be Packed House. That's the arena.
Pretty happy.
Oh, like the massive one,
massive
right?
arenas. Yeah, I'm excited about
I like that one.
And also, in case you haven't noticed or you've been, living not in the world of Blizzard land, the Battle.net mobile app is live on Android and Apple devices.
Tell me more.
Very handily.
Wait.
There's more. Not for nothing, I really love a good ShamWow. So your Battle.net app is very beautiful. It allows you to chat. I think I have a chat here. Yeah, you have your chats and you can message people. Now, I heard a lot of rumblings in the community where people are like, I just don't understand. Why do you need to have this on your phone? Here's why I'm happy that I have this on my phone.
Yeah, stuff like this.
I'm happy that I have this on my phone because there are a lot of people that I game with, but I don't necessarily, they're not really a part of my personal life, right? Like my Facebook is my private Facebook. It's not Bell related. It's, you know, real me related. I post pictures of my children. It is my place that is not anything else. Like, yeah, it's just that it's just my space. I don't typically like adding people to that avenue of social media. Now my Twitter is kind of a hybrid. Occasionally I do post personal stuff, like I'll occasionally post a picture of a kid, or I'll say something funny that my children say, but the Bell Twitter is still very much, it's me, but it's less about my children, just because I can't really control who can see my stuff on a large scale, so I get really paranoid about my kids.
Are your tweets your own, though?
My tweets are my own. They do not reflect Pwnecast, or Method for that matter, so please don't hold either organization accountable for the bullshit that comes out of my mouth.
How does the leader of Pwnecast not reflect on your Twitter?
It just, you know, it's like...
Her views don't necessarily reflect ours or the overall message from Pwnecast.
Yeah, it's not necessarily to say that if I feel some
What
type
didn't
of way.
you get, Remedies?
He's such a troll.
Well,
so with
Forces
this, I can
deal,
talk
so.
to my BattleNet friends, and we can coordinate. Like, hey, are you going to be on later to do Mythics? And I don't have to have them in my personal situation. It's not to say that I don't want to, guys, but I think it's okay to compartmentalize different parts of your life to just make it better. You know, I think it's okay to do that. What?
Is she not good with words, Rem?
What?
Why? I do compartmentalize. The set of people that are on my Facebook are very different than are what's on my Twitter. That's very different than what's on my BattleNet. Like, each piece of my life is compartmentalized in its own little box. Very rarely do they spill over. And then my Snapchat and my Instagram is also... for usually they're not typically, not everything's posted on, like, I don't post the same
basically anyone who will follow you on Snapchat.
But I'm just saying, like, I put my little social medias into, he's saying I didn't use the word properly. I don't know what else he fucking wanted me to use, because that's what it is. So I don't know how to help him.
At all. What
did you say then?
I said, why do you use such a large, unnecessarily large word?
So because I said a large word, all of a sudden I'm not smart. You just expect me to say small words.
He didn't say that.
No, I just said it's
but he didn't expect a large word, which means he just expects me to say small words all the time. Is that...
wow, you were like twisting everything around. Never mind.
Rem, look at the date, okay? What time of the month is it? Episode 180 time.
I just got that. Fuck off.
Actually, it was...
He just insulted me.
But so the app is really good because you can communicate with all your gaming friends that aren't in your RL.
Yeah, exactly. You'd be like, I have to run to the store, and then they can still like relay stuff and be like, hey, we need to start this in like 15 minutes. I'll be there soon. Blah blah blah.
I think again, if anyone is complaining about it, it's the bunch of kids on the internet or people that just complain about everything. If it's not for you, don't use it. It's not a bad thing.
Part of it too is they're not really educated on how developing teams work. For instance, people were complaining about the pet battle stuff when it first came out. Like, oh, why are they putting resources into this instead of putting it into something else? Like, it's not taking anything away from anything else being made.
Right.
You think that was their main concern? You think?
And it shouldn't be, because they have different departments, and that's those different departments' jobs. So because they did their, what do you call it? They have, different teams that do different things. Mm-hmm. The people that work on their mobile, which mobile web is its own separate department, they're completely different than, say, the Legion guys. Like, these guys are not the same. So yeah, people shouldn't complain. Now, there are some things within World of Warcraft that I feel like when they did the Twitter thing and the whole world was mad that they were working on Twitter functionality, that was a little annoying, because that did in fact take away from, World of Warcraft.
Major content coming, selfie camera.
I was going to say they had to set the stage.
Well, yeah, I think that's great, though. The only thing that annoys me about the Twitter functionality is when people tweet that, they don't put what the screenshot is. So before you tweet, guys, when you use the thing and it, you could type in there. Sometimes I don't know what I'm looking at, and I want to say, what the fuck? I don't know what that means. Like, you're just randomly standing there. What are you doing? Are you doing the hokey pokey? Are you, like...
Turning yourself around? What are you doing?
Explain to me why you took... It just says so-and-so took a screenshot in World of Warcraft.
Oh, that's me.
Cool.
So I should say feeling the vibe of the nice weather and air with my transmog vibe.
Let me know what it is you're actually doing. Like, you feel me? Like, yeah. Hashtag blessed.
I got you.
Hashtag stay woke. That's the new trendy. Hashtag stay woke.
I'm awake.
My daughter uses that, and I'm like, really? I need you to not. So yeah, go download it, guys. If you know, especially if you have unlimited data, like, do your thing. It's really nice. I used to log into Hearthstone on my phone just to get a hold of somebody on BattleNet.
Some of us live in Canada, and that's not a thing.
Unlimited data is not a thing in your country?
No, and Canada has the most expensive cell phone plans in the world.
They have free health care, but
correct. But we
not
pay for a lot for alcohol and our phone plans. It's the highest in the world.
ISPs and the telephone people out there suck dick.
It's crazy, I'm telling you.
I never would have known that. That's interesting, to say the least, for sure.
15 gig plan is like $150 for your main line. What?
So, guys, I want to tell you something funny. So last week, what did
like
I
you
say?
know what you're talking about.
Last week, I said what? I said I wanted really badly to be able to have the world quests on Argus be account-wide. And then
you did
there
say
was
that.
a hotfix. Now, the only thing that's a little frustrating is it's only for Antoran Wastes. Assuming you've completed the final chapter, which is the Assault Begins. If you finish that chapter of the Argus campaign, your alts will have access to Antoran Wastes. They'll also have access to the invasion points and greater invasion points once you complete the Dark Awakenings chapter of the Argus campaign. I find it odd that they're only letting you on Torn Waste and not the other two, right? Isn't that weird?
It's weird, yes, but that's also the staging point. That's the starting area. That's where you start. So they're gonna unlock the other areas.
Yeah, I feel like it's frustrating to do all that on alts. But I mean, I guess it's a step in the right direction. You can at least do some quests, so you could at least do the Army of the Light Emissary, and maybe you'll get lucky with an Argusian Reach. You know, one mixed in there on Antoran Waste, although it's typically in Macquarie. It
doesn't make sense on them gating the unlocking on the alts, honestly. Gating the content beforehand was, but not like the unlocking on alts.
I know that they said some of the world quests and some of the stuff that we're going to be doing is class specific, and I understand that, but maybe, I don't know. I just feel like...
I really noticed that, honestly, though, too.
Yeah, I've done it on 2-3 alts now. I haven't really seen anything different.
There's no difference.
I don't know that I would know the difference, really, of all the different world quests that might be class only.
They said it was going to be more than just rewards. It'd be like you're going to do different quests and all that, but I haven't noticed any of that.
And you guys know me. I'm not really one to complain about doing work. Like, I don't really mind doing extra work. I don't really have a problem with that. This one thing really bothers me, though. The fact that it's not all unlocked and you have to go, like, it really bugs me. Because when you get to Broken Shore, that stuff's unlocked. Once you do, like, 1 or 2 little quests... I don't know. For some reason, this really irks me. I think it's because it's the end of the expansion, and now's the time when people want to bring their alts through and get them caught up. I think a lot of you are like me, and I know, Rem, you do the same thing. We'll get, any alts that we've played, we bring them up, so that way when we go into the next expansion, we have a plethora of options. Like, if I ever want to not play Bell to start off an expansion, I have a whole set of maxed out tunes to be able to pick from, although I've never...
I was going to say, hell would I have to freeze over.
Yeah, there's never been a moment where I haven't chosen Belle. Even in her most darkest hour, Draenor, have I not chosen her.
I do that every expansion ever since Cataclysm when I started playing the Priest. Like, I'd start that one, but then I might level something else up to actually do progression and all that good stuff.
Yeah, I'm working on the Mage now, and I've got the Priest and the Death Knight.
Still going hard, eh?
Yeah.
Find a spec for your Mage you like?
I'm playing Frost right now because the arcane leveling was not the business. No survivability and not a lot of power because I think the power might be weapon and gear based when you're maxed. So I don't know a lot about maging, so if I said that wrong, you can't yell at me because I don't mage. But I am having fun with Frost in the sense of I really like the sound the spells make. Obviously because it's ice and frost and shattering glass. Like it's really, really cool. But we'll see once she's 110 and the weapon is at its capacity and what it could do, and we'll see where the power lies there. I might end up swapping back to Arcane. I'm not sure. It just depends on how I feel from a fun standpoint. I don't plan on raiding with I don't raid with any of my alts unless occasionally we need a filler for something. So there's no real divine purpose there outside of just playing something that is different. And I really love the portals in my order hall. Ugh. Like, that is so freaking convenient. Mages have it. They just have it good. They're the favorited classes.
They've been the favorite since day one.
Yeah, you have an Order Hall advancement in your hall that allows you to have the portal. So you could basically use your portal to your hall, which is infinite. There's no cooldown on it. And then you could pick whatever portal going through the Nexus to the zones, which is fucking legit. So, yeah. And the hall is pretty easy on the ice, too. I really like the hall. I don't know that I would have designed it like that, but I also don't mage. So those of you that are mages, you would know if it's more magey than, but I like it. I think it looks very nice visually.
Nice.
So, yeah, those two things, account wide, which is pretty awesome. I was pretty happy about that. Very excited. Hopefully, as we get into things over the next month or so, we could see them start to just really see the value in making it easier for us to bring alts through things, and really see the value in things to make it easier for us so it's not so grindy. Winding down an expansion, I know a lot of you still think we're a long time away from an expansion. Guys, I'm telling you, they're winding us down, and they've been winding us down for a while. So I wanted to put this to you guys. There's a lot of naysayers who've been saying, well, Belle, there's not going to be an expansion anytime soon. They told us we weren't doing expansions every year. I want to put this to you guys. So this whole year, they've been gating our content. They've been doing an excellent job with these patches, right? These patches have been right on the fucking money, doing exactly what we need to do instead of giving us all at once. Although we've complained that they are gating some of that content, it is a little frustrating, but I see the reason that they're doing it, and I'm actually quite grateful that they took the decision out of my hands on whether or not I went and got a bunch of stuff done and whatever. Who's to say they're not doing that with the next expansion as well? What if they already have the first 6 months of content or the first 3 months of content for the expansion? If they're following this same model that they did in Legion that is very successful, who's to say that they don't already have the first 3 months of the expansion done? And then as we're in that, they'll do the next 3 months. Like, they're actively working on it. They don't have to have a full expansion finished in order to be able to launch it. So I just want to put that to you guys. There's been a lot of naysayers that are just saying, like, Justin, you're one of them, dude. You're so sure that there isn't going to be an expansion until the end of next year. I am so sure. Yeah, I think I
think he's used to every 2 years.
He's saying, that they said they weren't going to do every year. Guys, I'm telling you, they're winding us down with this content. They are closing up these storylines. Like, yes, we still have a lot to see with Argus, but this next raid, the end of that is where we're going to be getting closure to a lot of that situation, because this is the final raid of the expansion. Unless they pull a raid out of somewhere we didn't know about, this is it. They're winding us down. They're wrapping up this storyline. So I just want to say, let that idea kind of dance around in your head and just take a little bit of food for thought. With that, I think because of the success of this model, that's probably what we're going to be seeing for future expansions. I think we're going to be seeing these patches where they're done in those, as people pointed out, 77 days, whatever, but the every 3 month content, that's pretty much what we're going to see, which I think it's money. That's a good business model.
They don't need the whole expansion done, but they need a majority or a good chunk of it.
They already work on those expansions in advance.
Correct.
You know what I mean? The
Absolutely.
premise behind that. So they don't have to have from start to finish. They just need to have a dungeon, a raid, and some zones, right? They don't have to have flying right away, so they don't even have to have the zones really fully complete at that point, because we don't fly for a while in a new expansion. So, like, in my opinion, I think people are just so used to that box that Blizzard put themselves in that they're not really thinking outside that box. But with that, I wanted to talk about possible races, classes, and that kind of thing, because it is a topic that we've been talking a lot about. Now, in my opinion, I don't really think we're going to see, with the new expansion, I don't really think that we're going to see a new class or race, just because we seem to be getting that, and I don't know if, I guess that's pretty normal with expansions.
What would you get then?
What do you mean?
If they're not going to do new class or race, then what would they add?
If the expansion is... So if expansion's announced and the expansion is sooner than everybody thinks it's going to be, I just didn't see there being a new race announced, because I didn't know if time would permit. I did see, I just don't know what I thought there. But because we just got one a year ago, it seemed like it was too soon for them to give us another class or race. That's just how I feel. It was my own personal feelings. It felt like the Demon Hunter was still relatively
There's
new.
definitely not going to be another class, in my opinion.
I kind of lean towards that. But if there was, which I don't know everything, guys. 20 of you are messaging furiously right now. There's going to be a new race and class because every expansion has one. Calm down, guys. It ain't that big of a deal. I wanted to start off with you, Rem, because you have the better ideas of the two of us for stuff like that because you went to Derek Zoolander school. So what would you like to see race class?
Well, what would I like to see would be ethereals be playable. Some type of bipedal Naga, how they had a Harjatan and they had a lot of the brutes be two-legged Naga.
Well, we talked about ethereal the other day, though, and ethereal, I don't know that would be really valid because of the class options, right?
I mean, yes and no. They would be able to play essentially any major role. Like they could be a tank as a warrior, blah blah blah. DPS as mage. They could be a priest. So I mean, they could cover all the roles. They just wouldn't have a plethora of all the classes. But because they are focusing on a lot of void, it would make the most sense to have them come into a more pivotal role in the fight.
I think the expected go-to is Nagas. People have been saying Naga for
years.
Yeah, that's another expected one because of N'Zoth and Ajara and them coming into the forefront of the story.
I think it would be interesting visually because it's something we're not used to seeing, right? Like I think visually, because we have all the races we have are relatively the same in visuals. When I say relatively the same, they all follow the same basic skin.
Well, they all have like the same, either smaller or bigger. They all like
and humanistic qualities, right? They're very humanistic. So it's outside of the the night elves and the goblins and the orcs, like, but that's still very human in qualities. And I think the Naga is very different. So I think it would be nice to kind of see that from a visual perspective with players. It might freak me out though. I would probably try to kill them if they were in like there was like a Naga
rogue
bike.
All up in your guts.
Especially if they stole my bike.
Right. But if there was like a Naga that just randomly showed up in Stormwind, I would just like try to kill it. But I do think if we do something like that, I would like to see something different visually. Let's step away from the humanistic qualities and give us something that we really haven't kind of...
That would make it very interesting.
Yeah, something that we haven't played before. Although I was telling Rem earlier that I would like something with a nice butt. Like, I want to look at something pretty. The human butt is really nice. And Belle's transmog really accentuates the curvature of the human butt. I really enjoy looking at her butt, which is weird, but...
But based on, like,
you
the
said
past and expansion and all that hot... but so we got the class in
he said it
Egypt.
Again.
Do you know that tuba spelled backwards is a
They didn't add anything because they did a complete overhaul of the skeleton and the skins of all the races. They updated all that stuff for the future stuff, like where they're doing the casting animations for the priests and all that. So what they did in Warlords allowed that to be really pushed hard, and their animations right now for the melee and some of the casters is, oh my god, it's amazing. But the race makes sense because of where we're going and because we haven't had a new race since Mist, which is almost 5 years ago now. So
I'd like to see a class, I would like to see a caster hybrid. I don't really know what type of hybrid I'd be looking for. I definitely am not interested in another melee. To be perfectly honest, I'm quite over melee. But I would like to see some type of like caster hybrid. I don't really know what I mean there. But just I want to see like a caster, but something different that we haven't seen. Maybe I don't really know.
Well, I gotta we talked this before a little bit, but Bard would be awesome. It wouldn't make any sense whatsoever in Warcraft wise, but I would love to have a Bard because they're like the storytellers and all that good stuff.
What about a witch doctor?
That could work, but that would tie in like Shadow Priest and
it
Shaman.
Doesn't make. I can't think of an instance where we've spoken witch doctor and like.
Well, the trolls, they're
Okay, you're right. I forgot about that.
The trolls, they're very keen on being witch doctors and all that good stuff, but it's more of like a Shadow Priest for them.
Yeah, I would like to see a caster combination. Maybe it's a hybrid with a fucking guy that wields a chainsaw. I don't really know. I would like to see some type of version of caster.
Well, this isn't the first. That wouldn't be the first time that they tied into classes, technically. So a warrior and a priest is pretty much what a paladin is. So.
Oh, okay.
I mean, maybe I don't know why they would do that or when they could do that, but like they could maybe do like hybrids of, oh, you get to choose this or this. Some games do that and it works out for them, but I don't think it worked out for a while. But, yeah.
I just don't really like melee. So when the Demon Hunter came out, like, that's pretty cool. Like, you're super awesome. You could double jump. You got glide. Like, you got no eyes. You cool, man. You cool. But
they were a
like,
good addition.
They were a great addition. But for someone like me who just doesn't jive with melee, like, me and melee just don't get down. Like, we don't. It
didn't excite you like it did me when I went through the starting zone.
So many people were so excited, and I did the introduction to the Demon Hunter stuff. I really liked it. It's not my get down.
Well, there's 6 melee and 5 range.
Oh, okay.
And then some of those range can be melee as well, though. So there's
I'd like to see
melee outweighs range.
I'd like to see a caster that like.
And we need more male wearers. By the way,
blows shit up or.
Yeah.
Well, the good news is they're not doing another class, so we don't have to worry about that.
Fucking wield sticks of dynamite and shit, and like blows up your house. Oh, I didn't mean psychopath. Sorry, guys. Not the right type. So
that would be your class, though.
Yeah, that would definitely be. I guess it's because I have a warlock nature. I would like to see more lockish type things, but when I say lockish, I just mean caster related.
Let's play another lock spec.
You need a rogue. They can open locks.
Whoa, that was a lot of pun. That was awful, by the way. God, that pun was just terrible. How were you even?
It's not punny.
No, it wasn't punny. Rem, your hair is increasingly on point for these episodes. Like, I'm super proud. Meanwhile, Jimmo looks super comfort. Like, he dressed for comfort. Are you wearing your Ragnaros shirt?
I am. This is like my new favorite shirt. It's like a Monday shirt, I guess. Since I hung up my other
I was going to ask why that's hung up there. I'm not here to judge you.
I don't know. It's my first decoration of the office.
Maybe I judge you a little bit.
Oh, we know you do.
Yeah. I say I don't judge, but I 100% do.
Yeah.
Hey, guys, comment on the show and tell me what race class, what would you like to see? What are you,
please.
Maybe something besides the ones we've recommended, or if you like the ones we recommended, maybe go into how you think that would work out. Give Rem some food for thought in your lore possibilities on why that would be a thing. Just keep in mind, if they're doing it for the next expansion, we all know where we're going for the next expansion, so it would need to make sense in that universe for that to be a thing. So comment on the show, email.
If they don't like the ideas, attack them in the comments and tell them why.
Tell us how much shit we are and how we should get good and learn to play. Yeah. Because that's what we do when we have opinions on the internet. We don't know how to have a healthy back and forth without insulting.
Yeah, what would you be able to play as a centaur?
What?
A centaur.
Is that the half horse, half man?
Yeah. Would you want to play as a centaur?
I would be majestic as fuck.
Have like a big fluffy tail?
Yeah, they're quite majestic.
They would gallop.
Like if you take a picture standing on top of a mountain and you're like all majestic, and they're usually like super buff because they don't wear shirts.
This is how majestic looks.
The girls are the ones in the order hall, the druid order hall. They're very scantily clad.
Not the same thing.
Well, but it's kind of, because it's like
it's this thing that's galloping in Heroes of the Storm all the time. What is it?
Yeah, and it's got like boobs.
I should know because I'm hanging out in the Druid Hall these days. I just teleport there. It's kind of nice.
You just hang out with other druids? You're like infiltrating with the druids?
Yeah.
Oh, because that's right, because you are druiding right now.
I just like to be able to teleport to my order hall, so I'll only play Druid and Monk now because I don't want to. I just want to teleport.
Lazy.
I did think that they missed an opportunity to allow every class. I think when they originally were giving that option, I think it was a good idea. I'm really annoyed. Here's why I'm annoyed, because when we step outside of this expansion, those of us that can't teleport, I'm going to have to go back to wherever that is. So I'm hoping they'll change that with the new expansion, that they'll allow those of us that can't teleport, maybe we'll get something to be able to do that. It just doesn't make sense moving into another expansion that other classes get to go back to that. I don't really think, we're not going to be on Azeroth. I don't know. It's just weird.
Can you do that as a mage? Teleport there?
Yeah, you can. You have your own.
Maybe I'll start running a mage, actually.
You have your own port. It's kind of annoying. Although I forget that I'm a mage, right? And I go take flight paths to major places, and I take portals, and I'm like, wait, I could fucking teleport myself to this shit. What am I doing? Or I jump down and forget that I could slow fall instead of waiting for the fucking elevator, and I'm like, wait, I'm a mage. Then I'm sitting there, and I'm like, God, it's taking me forever to get from A to B. Wait, I have blink. Yeah, I'm a really, really bad mage. I'm a super bad mage.
But yeah, their reasoning will be like, "Oh, you have a Dalaran house storing still,"
which is fine. It's just annoying. I'm about convenience, guys. I'm about that convenience life.
Or should they allow you to set your Hearthstone there, which I don't think you'd really want to do anyway. Maybe.
No, I don't think that I would want to take my Hearthstone. I think one of my I was Sha-na-na-na-na-na. I changed that from Sha-na-na-na-na-na to back to the. Whatever it is.
Right?
Whatever the one in Pandaland.
The other place was?
Pandaland is the portals. Yeah.
Yeah.
Pandaland is the portals. So, I don't spend much time in Shalanaran, whatever the fuck it's called anymore. So, my husband, he's been going through the Suramar stuff so he could get his flying. So, when he goes to Shalaran, he can't say it either. He says something else, so I say, yeah, Sha-na-na-na-na-na. And he's like, now when you say that, it makes so much more sense. Because he didn't play before, so when I would say that, he didn't understand. And like, yeah, I couldn't pronounce it for the longest time, so that's just what I called it.
That was like me when I was way behind the Suramar quest chain, and then at BlizzCon there was the lady bouncing on like a homemade trampoline, but it was more for the grapes or the wine of whatever you were preparing for that world quest.
Oh yeah, when you're trying to make wine and they
so I got back from BlizzCon, I'm like, oh, that's what that was.
And then they tell you to just jump in the vat with your feet. Yeah.
The first time I did that quest, I actually got really mad, but we'll move on.
Listen. I still love Suramar. It's still the fan favorite, and it still lives in my heart. And when we go back to, like when I go back there after wherever we go with the new expansion, and it's still going to be my house.
You complimented me on my shirt. Thank you. I like your shirt as well, Belle.
Oh, I know. This is it's obviously Overwatch, guys.
Oh.
So don't judge me. It was a Loot Crate shirt, so it's not like...
Is that the new one?
It was just one I got in Loot Crate, but the reason I'm wearing it is because it's super comfy. Like, the material is really comfy.
We usually rock every shirt they give
I always wear black, though. Like, black is just what I normally wear, and I thought maybe I could just wear not a black shirt.
Kind of too light for me.
Well, because the black makes me look thinner, guys. It's an illusion. What are you hiding? Yeah, the black makes me feel like I'm thinner than what I am. Old age sucks, guys. I'm on the wrong side of 30. It's just not a good day.
I was just going to say, you're looking pretty thin. Are you eating okay these days?
Yeah, but I haven't lost a single pound, guys, in almost 4 months now. I haven't lost. It's a sore subject. The doctor says prolonged use of my steroid has caused me to gain weight and not lose it. I'm actually, when I'm juicing and going to the gym, when I say juice, I don't mean the roids. I'm actually just keeping off the fat that I would be putting on, because it takes about 6 months for the steroids that I was on. Can
you tell us where the beach is?
Yeah, no, that's... But no. Physically, there's a difference. It's just not reflecting on the scale. But that's okay. That's not important. And that's, gamers, we are unhealthy most of the time anyway, as it is. So, Gemma, let's talk about pets. I heard a rumor that there might be some Halloween talk.
There's so much Halloween talk and excitement because the Halloween time is the best pets, I think, of all the seasons. I didn't really think about it until I just freestyled and said that, but I really do think that. Of course, we're still in Brewfest. There's some pets to get. I mentioned them a few weeks ago, and you can sell and buy them. But I like the Halloween pet, so that'll be coming up. And I have not changed the decoration in my garrison. So in 2015, this will be the second year of you being able to get the creepy crawlers in your garrison. That's just acquired. You purchase it from the vendor in your garrison, and it allows you to have wild pets everywhere. Now, I still have them. So anyone listening that does not have the 3 pets I'm about to mention, you can add me on real battle tag. Excuse me. You can add my battle tag, and you can come on down and catch yourself these pets. Come in a variety of breeds, so you can take your time, select the right breed, get that breed, and then make it a rare. Of course, you don't have to rush and invite me to Real ID because you'll be able to do this yourself. But if you're listening to this episode after the Halloween event, or you just want to hang out with Jim and his garrison, give me an ad, Jimma Banks, #1301. Jimma Banks, #1301. And these 3 pets are amazing. Again, we've got the Spectral Spinner. That's a ghost spider, if you didn't know, and it comes in a variety of breeds. You don't necessarily need the speed one, but the speed one is amazing. It'll help you in the Celestial Tournament. This pet actually can destroy Terran Zoo, which is probably one of the toughest, if not the toughest, trainer out of the 9 trainers before you move on to the bosses. So Spectral Spinner is amazing, and because you get to attack first, you get a blinding poison ability. So if you go first, you blind them. They're blinded for 2 rounds because you attacked first. And of course, just some great undead damage. All 3 of these pets I'm about to mention are undead. And actually, most of the ones I'm going to mention is undead as well. So Spectral Spinner, Ghastly Rat, and Ghost Maggot. Ghastly Rat and Ghost Maggot come in some good breeds that hit hard or try to attack first. The Ghostly Rat has a crouch ability. I've mentioned it before multiple times. It just reduces damage by 50% for 3 rounds. That's effective. And both have Ghostly Bite, which just hits the enemy really hard. So those 3 pets and an invite to Jim's Garrison is out there. It's okay. It can be like my birthday and no one shows up. No big deal. One of the best pets, and one that I got, I missed it actually. When I really got deep into collecting pets, I heard about this Creepy Crate that I didn't have. It's an amazing pet. And you get that by finishing the low-level quest line that you'll get in your respected main city. What is the name of that? Let's see. Creepy Crate low-level quest chain, missing heirlooms. And that can be started with speaking to an NPC, in your respected Stormwind or Orgrimmar. So the Creepy Crate, I feel, is a must. Again, I used to use it early on when I didn't have a lot of 25 pets. It has a lot of health. So it's a very slow pet, but sometimes by not attacking first, what can make up for that is just having a lot of health, meaning you could take a lot of damage. It's also an undead pet, so once you die or all the health is gone, it will come back for 1 round. So that's very effective and has Curse of Doom, Bone Storm, and Creepy Chomp is a pretty effective ability, right? So those are the pets that don't cost any of the tricky treats, right? The 3 you get in your garrison, Creepy Crate from the quest chain. Now there's 2 pets out of the 4 I'm about to mention that you buy with the tricky treats that have been around forever, very long time. The Sinister Squashling and the Feline Familiar. Both pets are meh when it comes to battling. You could find some clever ways to use the Feline Familiar, but overall, just not that strong of pets. Random story. My first PvP pet battle I ever lost or did, I got destroyed. I didn't have any high level or max level pets. Came across a Sinister Squashling and it just destroyed me, right? It does have some good abilities like Stun Seed, Thorns, and Leech Seed. Not too bad. Feline Familiar has cool abilities like Call Darkness and Stone Skin, I guess. I don't know. So you can Pounce is good. Pounce is good if you are attacking first, right? It does a little bit more damage. Just wanted to verify that. Yes, a little more damage, of course, when you attack first. So those are the OG pets of the Halloween pets. Now, in 2014, they came out with 2 kitties, right? The Cursed Burman, I think I'm saying that correctly, and Widget the Departed. Both cute little kitties. And when I first saw these pets, I thought, great. And they looked really good for pet battles in general, ability-wise. They are some okay pets, nothing that I'd hype up too hard. But these are the ones that sell for a little more gold, right? If you've got extra tricky treats, you're trying to make some gold on your server and on your auction house, you're not going to buy the first 2 I mentioned. You're going to probably buy the 2 kitties because there's not many of them on your auction house, depending on server. And you can also look ahead of time, of course, right? So a huge list of pets. The 3 that you can get in your garrison are very good. The Spectral Spinner is the best out of all of them I mentioned, just because of the speed, the abilities, and it's a ghost spider, right? So really good. So get hyped, get excited. And the one thing that I learned that I guess, I don't know if I just forgot, but your Perky Pug also gets new costumes or disguises for, the event. So that's cool or neat or something for you to enjoy and role play. So Yeah, thanks, and enjoy your Halloween event.
Who doesn't like dressing their pug with
outfits? I've never really done it, to be honest.
Dressing your pets is evil and sadistic.
Oh, and RL, he's talking. But there's the really funny costumes where it makes it look like people, right? So you could do like a cowboy or a hockey player in your dog.
Costume for the little miniature dogs, like the small gray dogs, is fucking adorable because it looks like an Ewok walking towards you. Like, I'm just saying.
Yeah. I don't get super excited.
Yeah.
I don't get super excited over holidays, and I don't know how important Halloween is, but I just find it's just a fun time. Partying.
I found the older I got, the less I started to enjoy Halloween because of what we've made it as a people.
Oh.
I don't know about other countries, but so me growing up, we were not allowed to be cute things, right? We had to be things that signified what the day meant, right? So you were scary. My dad would go, this is back when he was a good father, my dad would go and buy $300 worth of makeup, and I would spend hours doing all of our makeup. Some year we were themed zombies, other years, whatever the theme was, we did it as a family. There was no flu little fucking tutus. There was no SpongeBob SquarePants, no Optimus Prime. There was no none of that. It was truly a scary evening and meant to be just so. The older I've gotten, and I've even fell victim, I tried to force my kids into do the scary thing, and one wanted to be Spider-Man one year, then Batman the other year, and even this year I told my husband, I'm really getting sick of this fucking holiday.
Batman is dark. Hello.
But, I'm sick of this holiday, and it just completely lost its meaning to me. When I see Care Bears walking down the street instead of,
I thought you were going to talk about just people dressing like floozies.
And that too, women, it's like,
hey,
when you go to buy a costume, I myself can't even buy a normal costume. When I go to buy a costume, it's like pasties and a G-string. Like, that's, you can only be a sexy kitten or a sexy firefighter or a sexy devil. Maybe I just want to be a regular devil or a regular ghost or a regular witch. Maybe I don't want to be.
Where did you get that costume at? I'm asking for.
I'm asking for about 1,000 friends. Halloween used to be my favorite holiday, and we have commercialized it so much. And we as a people, like I said, even I'm victim. I allow my kids to wear flu, and it just.
I thought you were going to say because you got to organize all the kids and it's so much work. But
it's not fun anymore because it's not scary. I don't get scared when I walk down the street to take my kids trick-or-treating, which is what it's about, and it's what it should be.
When people do a house correctly and you're scared to go
I
up
love that. And even that is getting less and less each year. People are just, they're like everything. We fucking ruin life because humans don't know how to be normal. We ruin everything as years go by. So.
Yeah, but I approve of your kids wanting to be Batman because I was a Ninja Turtle when I was a kid.
Yeah, I want them to be scary and I want them to embrace, I begged them to let me get them something scary, and they're just not having any of it. So one I think is going to be a spider and the other is going to be Optimus Prime, whatever. But
I mean, whoa, wait. Have you ever seen the new Transformers? It's pretty horrifying to watch.
I also am not going to be here for Halloween this year. I've got to get everything in advance, and my husband. Oh
yeah, that falls on that.
Yeah, it falls on the Tuesday that I leave. But I'm going to get everything in advance, which I'm not really going to be sad about, guys. I'm not going to be like all. I have other friends that have children, which I'm sure Ella's one of them, that are really sad to leave their children. I'm not really sad about it, guys. You mean I don't have to walk a ton of fucking miles through the neighborhood with other people's bad children screaming and collecting candy that is really cheap because people are too cheap to buy the real good candy for Halloween? And fuck that old guy who gives us toothbrushes. And
no one likes candy corn,
and I don't have to deal with the kids trying to sneak into the candy bucket and doing I don't have to do that. I'm so brokenhearted, it hurts deep down. The good news is my brother is going to come over here and do the Halloween stuff with my husband, so they'll be fine. They're grown men, they'll do whatever weird shit grown men do, and hopefully I'll be drunk. So that's the plan for Tuesday night.
I was just double checking the dates for Halloween, and it's crazy that BlizzCon is so close.
Did you know that this is the 666th time or year that Halloween falls on Friday the 13th?
Really?
No.
Why don't you just show us what scary is, huh, you big bad lady? Why don't you
There's this thing going around Facebook where it's this is the 666th time that Halloween has fallen on Friday the 13th, which Everyone knows that's a lie because Halloween's always on the 31st, but there are many people that believed it and were like, holy shit, I didn't even notice. And I'm like, yeah, because it doesn't exist. It's kind of funny, guys, when you think about it. But I'll tell you what I do. What I'm
we're going to
wear
on Tuesday, guys.
Yeah, what are we wearing?
I'm looking forward to the Thanksgiving, including the Thanksgiving in game. That's one of my favorite times of year. Is the
no, you hate Thanksgiving. You hate Canadian Thanksgiving.
I don't. I hate it when you eat on the show. Yeah, but I don't hate Canadian Thanksgiving. But I really like.
You hate it.
I really like the Pilgrim's Bounty in game. It's one of my favorite correlations. As far as that goes, I like to just see the different food on the table, and you know how you have to eat the stuff and do all that. Like, I just really enjoy that. But Thanksgiving is a big deal for me in real life. I really love Thanksgiving.
Is Canada's Thanksgiving next Monday?
Cool.
Interesting. I didn't know that. I thought it was like in January. No.
No, we have it first. We have it October. I said something dumb at work. I'm like, is Thanksgiving always on a Monday? And the guy's like, yeah. I'm like,
oh, for us, it's always on a Thursday.
Oh, is it okay? I don't know. I was like, oh, because I do work on the holidays to make more money. But I'm like, oh, the show's on Monday, a 12-hour shift and then show. And I'm like, why is Thanksgiving on Monday? And yeah, I got made fun of pretty bad.
Yeah. So we're doing, I don't know how big of a meal I'm cooking this year. My brother might opt for them to make their own food, which would be nice. Not really. I like entertaining, but
it's exhausting with the amount of people
I don't really
over.
I don't get to relax on Thanksgiving. Christmas, we kind of lowered the amount that I cook on Christmas Day. I don't do a big spread like I did for Thanksgiving. But not for nothing, I've been craving deviled eggs for the last 2 weeks. It's really random. I have no idea why. I wanted to boil some earlier. I just really want some freaking deviled eggs. So anyway, but yeah, that's my favorite holiday in game. Is the Pilgrim's Bounty is my favorite. Obviously, Christmas as well. So the Winter Veil, I do love the Winter Veil stuff. I just really like the cold holidays, the holidays where you think of drinking hot chocolate but even the in-game items like eating the gingerbread cookies or drinking the spiced apple cider, like the stuff in game. I like that correlation in real life. So that's some of my favorites. What is your guys' favorite in-game holiday that correlates with, real life stuff?
Probably the Halloween, which I kind of just touched base on, or like you said, the Christmas, right? Just the whole giving and everything. What about you, Rem?
It's a tie between Brewfest and Hallows End. Brewfest because obviously it's associated with beer, and Hallows End just because killing the Hellish Horseman is like it's like a iconic deal with Warcraft.
Yeah, you guys got your Headless Horseman mount?
Yeah.
I like how,
I got mine in 2014.
Nice. I think I actually had a second one drop. I know that would sound, or the listeners who don't have one are like, I hate you, Jimma, but it's just one of those things where it's just so random. But I like how WoW, and I know we're a Warcraft podcast, but put like the Headless Horseman in Heroes, and I just love how all the games are all connected like that. So even though most of us on the show don't play a lot of the other Blizzard games, it's just still cool. How it's
I like when they incorporate other stuff, not just like mechanic wise, but like actually putting something else into game, like an homage or anything like that. But I actually got the mount so early on in my Warcraft like dealio that I didn't know was so hard to get.
Yeah,
I'm sitting there riding it in Orgrimmar when I was Horde before, and I was getting like Flash Rude everything at me because I didn't know that it was so hard to get.
Yeah, just one of those things.
I was thinking of. I don't remember what I was thinking, to be perfectly honest.
Probably a lie.
Might have been a lie. It's a good thing that Children's Week doesn't reflect real life, because that would be really sad if you had to like starve.
I remember famously.
Whenever I think of Children's Week, all I can think about is what is that movie with Paul Rudd and what's his nuts? Where they're watching the kids. Can't remember the name of it.
Role models?
Yes. That's Children's Week.
Yeah, basically. All right. Moving right along. That was an excellent segment. Good conversation about holidays in game. that correlate to real life. Rem, what the are we talking about? Because I remember you tried to tell me. So the story is, before when we were doing pre-show, I told Rem to give me what he's talking about for lore so that I could say it in the intro. Then he says the word, it's like shablablabling, and I'm like, okay, I'm not going to be able to say that word, so maybe you could set me up for success here, like make me look like I'm smarter than I am. So then he says the name slowly, like I'm going to grasp it, because he says it slowly, and then he sections
Firmly
out.
grasp it.
Yeah, he sections it out syllable wise, so that hopefully and I'm just like, this just isn't clicking to me. So
Firmly grasp it.
what are we getting into today for the lore here?
Varimathras.
What?
Varimathras.
Got a mattress. Got it.
Anyway, so we're in Antorus, we have Varimathras coming back into play, and as you all know, or do not know, he was a not only pivotal, but he was an important character up until Wrath of the Lich King, where we went to the Wrath Gate, and so there's actually a big backstory, but we'll condense a little bit of it on him. So, long story short, he is a Dreadlord in Nathrazim. He is part of the group of people like Mephistroth, Mal'Ganis, and all those Dreadlords that were looking over the Lich King, or Ner'zhul, and pretty much they were like agents of the Burning Legion. And Varimathras is pretty important because he was working alongside the Burning Legion to get the Scourge running beforehand with Mal'Ganis, kind of like in the background at that point. And around the time where Sylvanas becomes into play and becomes what she is now, he actually loses to her and pretty much becomes like a pawn of hers. Where he's more of a double agent though, because he's acting like he wants to work with her because he thinks she wants to know that he can be trusted, blah blah blah, but he's always remained true to the Burning Legion and his other brothers, the other Nathrazim. And so in the other city with Sylvanas, you have him standing next to her, and he hands out a quest to all the adventurers that go in there. And right when the Wrathgate happened, where you have Bolvar Four Dragon and Varrock Starfang's son, his name escapes me right now, but where they die at the Wrathgate, and we have another person, Grand Apothecary Putris, who is working alongside Varimathras, and Varimathras is making a scheme to go against Sylvanas, so he's using Putris to spread another scourge on the Alliance and Horde forces. And this is where we go do the Wrathgate scenario, and we actually go Horde and Alliance go to the Undercity to pretty much take out Putris and Varimathras. We kill Putris and we kill Varimathras, because as you know, you kill him, he goes back to the Twisting Nether, he reforms, and he comes back. And so the Alliance actually goes there in the hopes of taking out the undead and retaking Lordaeron for the Alliance, bringing it back to its former glory. And they see atrocities, and they see all the dead bodies, piles of dead bodies, all the experiments that they're doing in there, and they're like, this can't be happening. And so Varimathras is killed at the very end of that. And before it was, we thought that he was hiding out in the Twisting Nether to get revenge on his brothers for forsaking him, for leaving him pretty much as what's the word? As not only a trap, but as mincemeat. He was just left as cannon fodder. There you go. But so he was left behind, and it was assumed that he would be hiding out in the Twisting Nether, plotting his revenge, blah 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 blah. And we find out that he is actually brought into the Antorus and has been pretty much tortured, manipulated, and his flayed by the Covenant of the Shavar, which you find out is actually pretty important to Sargeras in his plot for the manipulating all the souls of the Pantheon. And so he says some pretty interesting lines that was not only data mined because it's in the raid. If you were to go into the raid with the testing, he actually says it. But as an alliance player, Varimathras says to you, so your alliance still endures, longer than I expected, though she has already planted the seed of its downfall. She is patient, that one. He is talking about Sylvanas in this instance. And it becomes more so when it goes on to the next part. And then he says, when your thrones red with betrayal, when your holy places burn and a shattered mask hangs above your hearth, only then you will know, and it will be too late. It matters not. You are blind to the true darkness closing in around you. So the shattered mask is the symbol of the Forsaken. It is Sylvanas's whole deal. And I assume the you are blind to the true darkness. It is a relative to the void and the shadow closing in around us with the essence of Azeroth leaking from you have it leaking from the Well of Eternity. You have the pillar of the world and Deepholm that has been shattered. And actually go a little tidbit of that, something we some people find out about in Azoth. Anyways, ADD. So you have the spoilery stuff that we will find out after Antorus that I will not mention now. That will bring in more light onto what he's saying right here. And crap. 1 second.
What word did he use? Campfire earlier? It's another word I didn't know.
I still can't pronounce the first word he said.
Varimathras.
Thank you.
Varimathras, got it.
Varimathras, yes.
Got it.
Okay, for the Horde, I thought I had it all in front of me, but JK. But when you're the Horde running up to Varimathras, he speaks to you. So she found me at last, sent her underlings to finish the job. Again, he's talking about Sylvanas. Tell me, when she seized your throne of hides and bones, was your allegiance forced? No, I'd wager you surrendered it willingly, or you're convinced you did. It matters not. You're blind to the darkness in your midst. So, back in Helheim, when we are stuck there with Helya, and we see a conversation between Helya and Sylvanas, where Helya is saying, we had a bargain, don't back down on it, blah, 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 or I'm going to kill you. And at first, I thought this was about the Valkyr and the Lantern with Ayer, but this might include something to do with what happened with Vol'jin. He is a shadow hunter. He is kind of like what a shaman, not a shaman, but he is able to speak to the ancestors, the Loa, and their gods, and he uses them for guidance. And I didn't do it on the Horde, but I saw the cinematic and I saw the whole deal where he spoke to the Loa, and it told him that Sylvanas was the one that needs to be war chief. And I think that she swayed the Shadowlands somehow into manipulating Vol'jin into giving her the power. It wasn't planned for him to die at that moment because she was shocked during the cinematic and what was going on. But the whole outplay of her becoming war chief was totally planned. It was not a higher power saying, hey, she is going to be war chief. It's her plot to take war chief.
So, because I remember we had this discussion that the spirits, right? You said the spirits told Vol'jin.
Yeah, the Loa.
The Loa. So she manipulated that scenario. So Vol'jin really thought he was making the right decision.
Yeah, he really thought that he was speaking to the Loa are kind of like our wild gods to them. So you have.
So how did she pull that off?
That I don't know. You have Sargeras able to do the same thing. He's a master manipulator. If Sylvanas is working with Helya,
Sargeras is a cunt. Okay.
Helia has more power than we give her credit for, because she's in control of the Shadowlands. She controls all the Valkyr.
I have a crush on
Only
Helia.
Valkyr, huh?
I have a crush on Helia.
All the tentacles or something?
I just have a theory that she was really hot before she got weird.
I mean, yeah, she was a goddess, so
She's
yeah.
got a nice rack. Like, I'm just saying, I feel like...
It's enough to fill up a boat.
Whoa. Sorry. Now you guys know my secret love.
But yeah, so Helia could potentially masquerade as not Alola, but as a spirit speaking to Vol'jin. Or it could just be magic. Sylvanas is pretty adept at not only being a mage per se, but able to use the dark arts and stuff. But yeah, so he is speaking truths, but also lies. It seems might be a what is it when you're faking a hand in poker?
Bluff.
Yeah, he's trying to bluff us. He's trying to goad us into fighting. And if you have not seen the model, by the way, for Varimathras in the new raid, he is fucked up. Like, there are nails missing. Half of his wing is gone. Like, he was tortured beyond and broken. And
Not funny.
it's not funny, but I mean, he deserves it.
It's kind of funny.
Oh. Okay.
I mean, if it ain't happening to me, it's kind of funny.
All right, yeah.
Like, that's a little bit all right.
But so there was something that someone noticed about one of the lines from Elganoth, where to find him, drown yourself in the circle of stars. And people were going left and right down to the ocean. I was doing the same thing around.
They should have went up. That's where the stars are.
Ocean. I lost how many times? Count how many times. What, Jim?
They should have went up. That's where the stars are.
That's my next point. So I assumed that it was going to be something to do with Suramar, how there's parts where it looks like a star, circle of stars on the ground where it goes into the harbor.
The Void
kind of thing.
has galaxy-looking stars in the void holes on Macquarie. No,
it has nothing to do with that. But I mean that's a good thought process. But like for instance, Dalaran.
That's what the teacher does when the kid says something stupid, but she doesn't want to make him feel bad about himself. You're wrong, but I like where you're going with that. Aw. I love you, Rem.
But in Dalaran, when you go down and you're in between all of the pillars of creation where they're sitting, you have the 4 in there that we have, and the Eye of Aman'Thul is not in there. I assume that had something to do with it, so I drove down Dalaran and I literally drowned myself in the water, many different places at Broken Isles. And based on the map of where N'Zoth's empire was during the Blank Empire, and after the Sundering, I drowned myself in the water there, trying to find stuff out. And it's actually, someone noticed the skybox from Cataclysm, which 2010, it's been in the game for over 7 years. And there's a skybox in right above the Maelstrom and in Deepholm. When you look up, there is a circle of stars. And when you're in Deepholm, you see a circle of stars, but you see tentacles wrapped around. And
For real?
it's the movement of the skybox it's tentacles up in the air. And when I saw that, I was like, that makes so much more sense, because and then that brings me to another point where Elganoth's line, on her third death, she awakens. I can't remember the exact one, but it's on her third death, something happens. And we have the Sundering from the rupturing of the Well of Eternity. And you have the Cataclysm where Deathwing is in Deepholm and breaks out, breaks the pillar, and that creates a surge of power. and that could be considered 2 deaths, like catastrophic things happening to Azeroth. And the third one might be happening after Antorus, which brings us into when Il'gyon's saying, or his little phrases that he says throughout the fights happens. And so, long story short, shit's going down.
I'm yelling timber.
Yeah.
Nice. That was some interesting information I did not know about.
Oh, and some phrases, some of his whispers actually has already happened. So
say what?
The Lord of Ravens will turn the key. Khadgar use all the pillars of creation, the key, and that's set forth the motion of releasing them
into the ocean.
Yeah, the motion of the ocean. And there's another phrases where there's 5 keys to set us free. There's 5 lights to guide us, something like that. There's 5 pillars of creation. We just turned the key, and so all the lines that he said is coming to pass.
Is that
everything
scary?
is proceeding as he has foreseen it.
Interesting.
And for the last bit, the 2 favorite lore characters that we'll go up against for today, the category is going to be Paladins, and we're going to do Tyrion versus Uther.
Uther.
Tyrion is, just like Uther, is one of the original paladins. Uther Lightbringer is the original paladin. He was taught by Alonsis Fowl to start the Silver Hand. And Tyrion also was a student of Uther, and as you all know, is a complete badass, taking on the Lich King, unfortunately dying. But yeah, Tyrion and Uther.
Fight.
Round 1.
What do you think about that, Belle?
I got disturbing news about $25 for a text message right now. I'm throwing some shade right now a little bit, but I was a little distracted when I got this news.
What?
Call your service provider.
I'm just throwing shade, a little bit of shade, because, you know.
Well, ma'am, that is a service you did respond to, and
it's what women do when we're old. We throw shade at people. Rightfully so, I think, for sure.
I could see you talking shit at the bingo table.
Like, oh God, me and Bingo, guys.
Bingo and I.
Me and Bingo are not allowed in the same situation. I am an angry, I was going to say beaver. I'm an angry bingo player for sure. So, guys, let's talk about our week in a freaking World of Warcraft. Jimma.
What? So much double Stardust. Oh, wrong game. My fault. I love WoW. It's my number 1. It's my boo. But I've been slacking this week. What did I do? I did level some more pets. I'm excited for the pet battle bonus event coming up soon, because I'm going to every day level up pets. That's code for I did level up pets, but not enough this week. So, yeah, just really world quests, getting some order resources, because I just ran out and I couldn't do my missions anymore. Jimma Banks is sometimes a dum-dum when it comes to World of Warcraft. I file tickets or say things to people, and then I get mad and
rage during game all the time, and my most common thing is, are you fucking kidding me, Blizzard? Or really, Blizzard? Like, as stuff is going on. Yeah.
In Blizzard's defense, sometimes even with you, sometimes it's your fault, Belle. Sometimes it's your fault.
Sometimes it is all my fault.
Correct. It was that stupid quest. We all did it as a cast, actually. We all completed the new dungeon and that first quest that they give you, and they all hand in the crest and make their area all pretty and gold, and I couldn't hand mine in. I did it on my Resto Druid, easy mode. How hard is it to put the crest from a dead body on the thing? Well, I guess I was going to the wrong one. You know, there's the 3 bases.
Yeah, the Vindicars are not the same.
But I filed a ticket And then
and they were like, "Hi, you're dumb," right?
They said it in a smart way, but I didn't catch it. You know, when sometimes even you'll say to us, you'll say something to see if we'll pick up on it. And they're like, well, we can't complete a quest for you that has no reports of it being bugged. So I'm like, all right, I'll do it a fourth time. And I did it a fourth time. And then I wrote them again. I reopened the ticket. I go, where would you like me to put it? So then I tweeted my picture, and then someone was like, maybe you're at the wrong one. So I went and put it on the right one, deleted my tweet, and then I deleted my ticket because I know if he read that, he'd be like, probably, well, you can either put it in the right place or up your ass, Jim.
Because that's what if I was support, I'd be like,
yeah, I canceled.
Well, I have some locations for you that you can insert.
Oh god, that's good.
Right? User error, and that's when you wrote on Twitter, Jim is dumb, and then we got a retweet.
Did I write that? I wrote you were dumb. Oh,
well, I did because I didn't know what to do, and I
would never say you're dumb.
No, you didn't. Rem did.
Rem would.
Right, but I deleted my tweet, but his comment was still there. Jim, you're dumb on Twitter, and then another old cast member.
Oh yeah,
Lycan was like old news, so I thought that was funny. They had some more making fun of Jim. So yeah, I did just some nothing exciting.
Is that the one you tagged Celestalon in?
Yeah, I didn't really know. That's when you know you're really like freaking.
He does class tuning. He has nothing to do with the quest whatsoever.
So, and you guys
know probably like, this guy's high and drunk. Give me the good stuff. Like,
and you guys know too, I'm just terrible with like WoW celebrities. Like, you should know who this person is, and I don't. So, classic example: Jim tagging the wrong.
He probably just figured you were mixing medications.
Maybe, and another reason why Rem was right. Jim is dumb at times.
No way, you're just slow to grasp concepts. So I don't necessarily.
I had a fun week. I did play not as much as I should have, but we'll be going hard this week.
How hard would you say you're going on a scale of 1 to
10?
Really hard. I was gonna say something clever.
Say 1 is low hand, but
yeah, but I missed an opportunity there. I think for a funny joke, but
8.
That's not really hard.
It's harder than I went this week.
Well, the girls lie to you when they say that, FYI. With that being said, Rem?
I did the things in the cha-cha. Ended my raiding career till the next raid. Not by choice. But yeah, I'm definitely going to take advantage of the fact that we're going to be taking a break. Even though I didn't go through the whole thing, honestly. But I did help with the last couple bosses, so I'm happy about that. But this week was mostly just maintenance, going around the alts, getting stuff done, getting some of the stuff caught up. I have now a rogue, warlock, and a mage that I'm going to be leveling because I totally have time for them. And yeah, if anyone has a level 72, 33, or 14, hit me up.
I have a 60-something rogue. You would have been the same level as me if you hadn't out-leveled me.
Yeah, Rem, slow your roll.
You haven't touched your rogue, though, so I mean...
I would, because I swapped gears to the mage.
I know.
I do need to give you that.
Weird. You like the mage better?
It just, the melee's not really my, Honestly, it's boring leveling in the old parts of World of Warcraft alone. That's better with friends.
I agree.
And honestly, I don't like casters. The Shadow Priest is the only caster I like playing.
What alts are you digging the most, Rem?
The Shaman and the Paladin. The others are just leveling just to get them.
I don't have fun leveling melee, though. I have
you
fun
are
leveling.
A paladin. Isn't he a pal?
Rohirrim is paladin, right? Isn't Rohirrim?
Yeah,
Rohirrim.
Sorry, I interrupted you, Belle. What were you saying?
It does not say... You have Rohirrim spelled properly.
No, I don't.
Oh, you don't? Oh.
No, I have Rem at the end.
Oh, do you? Oh, okay.
Instead of I. No.
It's funny that I can't say WoW things, but I can pronounce Lord of the Rings shit, right? Like... Yeah. Anyway, I did a lot, but not a lot, if that makes sense.
Just kind of like minute stuff, yeah.
And then, stuff on... I'm trying to get a second legendary of the Druid. The Druid and the Shaman only have 1 legendary.
I don't have any.
I tried to... help the husband with some stuff. He got lazy. He slid back into Overwatch. I'm a little disappointed. I'm hoping I can get him back on doing WoW stuff. He's had fun.
Is that why you wore that shirt? Like, to let him know that you're not...
He's been doing WoW stuff, but he's been doing a couple things with Overwatch. I think he thinks that, like, they take a break thinking it's going to get better, and they forget why they hated it, and then they go back to it, and they're like, fuck, this sucks. So, I
think it's important to allow him to have that, just so it doesn't feel...
Yeah, I don't ever complain.
Yeah, he's going to always go back to his game that he's playing, but it's great that he still likes...
I just want him to unlock flying, because I feel like he'll have more fun if he unlocks his flying. Like, I feel like he'll be able to explore things he didn't get to see previously. So I really want him to unlock his flying, and he's being kind of lazy.
I think it just can be a grind, you know, when you're
right now he's stuck on the reputation. He has he's like 75% for the Good Samaritan, but he's stuck on the reputation stuff. But he could have already had that by now if he would have done. I don't know. I have high expectations, guys, because he's my husband. Yeah. So I have high. Yeah,
lower them.
I know.
Remember, you're happy. Got your hubby back. You know.
I just need to be happy that he's playing. As long as he's playing enough to make it worthwhile, me buying his game time really is the name of the game here. But I've just been doing random things, getting the mage up there. After the mage, I'll probably work on the priest, and then the DK maybe. Then I'll bring once that's done, I'll bring the really low levels over. That's pretty much. I got to get my stuff for my contest. I'm going to throw a contest for the guild for best Halloween costume. I'm going to actually be giving away some...
in-game or RL costume?
In-game, and I'm going to give away some game time for that.
Oh, I might get in on that.
Yeah, I want characters. People to do different, characters of whatever. But I want it to be out-of-the-box type of thought process for... I kind of pre-warned everybody a couple months ago, but I'm gonna announce it this weekend to give people time to shop or collect what they need to for the costumes. But yeah, I want to be wowed. No pun intended there. Yeah. So that's pretty much all me and what I did, guys. I think we've had a really good show. I know there wasn't a whole lot of information.
Thanks, Blizzard.
Yeah, we didn't really have a whole lot going on, but we will. All good things come in time. A lot of planning going on for BlizzCon. It's the crunch time here, guys. We are going to have the episode before we go to BlizzCon, so the 30th there will be an episode. Not really sure what we're doing the week after. We might start straight away into that Thursday.
Then I don't have to miss the show.
I'm going to think about it over the next week or two and see... flow-wise, if that makes sense. So if that makes sense, worst case scenario, the week of the 6th, you'll have to wait a couple extra days for a show. Yeah. So that's at worst case scenario, and if that happens to come to pass, then I apologize in advance. But I know that we are going to be moving the show to Thursday. So,
surprise!
Well, what it could be is the people that listen to it on Monday morning's commute can, still listen to it on Monday, the following Monday, whatever that looks like.
Yeah.
I just think it makes the most sense so that when we talk about things that are coming with Reset, it gives people time to just really be ready for what's coming for the Reset. It just makes more sense from an informational perspective. And honestly, guys, I'm really tired of being tired for you. I'm really tired of every Monday I'm just exhausted and you're not getting the best of me. Mondays are just really bad for me at work, and getting used to, because I stayed up all night the weekend. It's just Mondays are just super hectic, where Thursdays are super chill and mellow, and I don't usually game on Thursdays anyway. I don't think any of us do, actually. I'm pretty sure me and Rem go to sleep.
It depends on when I get home.
I think Thursday's the only day where we don't all hang out socially. It's like one or two people randomly, but Thursday's just kind of an day. So
it'll be a special day for all the listeners.
So it'll really be Fridays that the show will be out.
Oh, that's
so the
right.
show will be out Friday. But it'll be better for us because you're getting a better version of who we are.
Well, and we're kickstarting all the listeners' weekends. Like,
my
how
better
awesome
version
is that?
Every day.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I think it's gonna be good. I think we're gonna be all right. And maybe Rem and I will bring a guest on and just do some quirky shit for the Monday so you guys have something to listen to or watch. I mean, and then, do the regular show Thursday. I'm not really sure how it's going to work out, but we are going to make it as soon as I know and we know, you all at home will know. Guys, I want to thank you for
how it works. So yeah, that works.
Right. See this? Jam it in my eye. Guys, make sure you follow us on Twitter.
Over.
You see all the Twitters here. Make sure you follow everybody on Snapchat, at Gemma Banks on Snapchat, at Remedy Zen on Snapchat. I think I'm at Samantha Is It still. They won't let me change it. Follow us, tweet us, email us, comment, tell us what you think. Guys.
2 seconds.
Thank you.
What you got there?
Thank you for joining us. Message me on Battle Tag.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's totally going to be super helpful. Well, at least your camera focuses, mine don't. Listen, guys, I want to thank you so much for listening and watching. Thank you for downloading this episode if you listened on iTunes or whatever various podcasting things are out there. Thank you for watching. Give us a like if you like what you see. Hey, to you two assholes who dislike the show every week, keep it up. You're doing a good job, man. Consistency is key to life, guys.
Thanks for the view, bros.
It's down to 1 every week.
No, he caught up. His friend. It actually makes me laugh because I expect it, and when it only is the one, I'm like, maybe that guy was sick that day, or I don't know. If you're the guy that unlikes it, can you comment? I just want to meet you. Like, I feel like I know you already, but I want to just introduce.
Oh, we totally know him already.
My foot to your ass.
I'm sure it's somebody that I've gotten into some type of situation with. But guys, thank you so much for watching. We're gonna go ahead and get the hell on out of here because why?
You going to bed.
Yeah, we go to sleep. We're old. Okay, we're old people. We old. Just kidding. All right, guys, we're going to get on out of here. Thanks so much for watching. Bye. I don't know what that meant. What did you do right now?
Oh, he's doing a curveball.
What does that mean?
That's how you throw your Pokemon. Or your Pokeballs. That's not Warcraft related. Hashtag Warcraft. Hashtag BlizzCon.
Hashtag blessed.
Hashtag blessed.
Did you see the link I shared in chat?
So what the fuck is that about?
I don't know, but I thought it was kind of funny. I like to throw them curveballs too,
grand,
Gemma. You're not the
holy.
only one throwing curveballs, okay?
That much